Hello, my dear lover of wisdom, and welcome to another live, a session where I am here to answer your questions and to help you to overcome any blockages, any difficulties. But since it's a wonderful day outside here in Greece, I thought we would do our first 3 breaths together just to relax and attune to today's session. Are you with me? All together. Inhale deeply, deeply through the nose, stretching back your shoulders, relaxing, and exhaling through the mouth. Once again, let's all inhale deeply, 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 relaxing our facial muscles, spreading the oxygen throughout the whole body, and release. One last time, inhale deeply, 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 relaxing the whole physical body, preparing yourself for today's session, and exhale. So, meet me inside. We're about to begin. Today, the topic we're going to be processing is humiliation. I don't know if you have experienced humiliation in the recent times, but humiliation is a common phenomena, a common feeling of frustration that we all experience from time to time. So today we're going to be processing your humiliation, your feelings of humiliation. Now, these types of scenarios pop up all over the place. They pop up in the workspace when you may feel emaciated or humiliated in front of other people, in front of clients. Perhaps your boss makes you feel humiliated. That's very common in workspaces. There's other types of humiliation. There's humiliation in bed, in sex, for example. A lot of things that your lover may like to do, you may find humiliating. You may be humiliated even that they asked that of you. So it may pop up in your family situation where your relatives may do or say something that is humiliating to you. As you know, the Alkistis Method is comprised of 3 filters that you're going to pass your thinking through. The 3 filters, the 3 principles of Greek philosophy are ethos, pathos, and logos. And so you're going to be passing your belief and your experience through these 3 filters. Ethos is the question, is it true? Pathos is the question, is it kind? And logos is the question, is it useful? This is all going to begin to make sense shortly when we begin right now. I want you to go back in time, whether it be today, this week, this past week, or on the weekend. Recall a particular scene in your life. Don't think about it generally. A particular scene or a particular scenario where you felt humiliated. Bullying at work. Think about the last time that you were bullied or you were humiliated. Think about the scenario, and please go ahead and write in the comments below, or in the comments in the chat box, write, yes, I remember the scenario, so I know to go ahead, right? Yes, I remember the last incident or the compiled incidents with that particular person, the particular circumstance where this keeps happening. Okay, where were you? Just to recall your memory, just remember the space, and I want you to recall how you were feeling, especially in your body. Try to recall the state that you were in when you started realizing, oh my God, I'm furious, and you realized that you're upset because you were being humiliated or embarrassed or chastised. Sometimes humiliation comes from someone even ignoring all the things we've done for them, okay? When we're taken for granted, that could be considered humiliating. There are many ways and roads to humiliation, many scenarios. I want you to recall right now, and I'm giving you some space to write down in your own notes or in the comments below a brief description, okay? Just a few notes to yourself about that particular incident. So now I'll be a little quiet to give you some space to write. I want you to recall the place you were, the time of day, and especially where you were feeling that knot, a knot in your throat. Did you get red and flustered? Did you get a headache? Did you begin to have like a migraine? Were you drained of energy? Did you feel like your battery was low? Your battery just completely petered out and you're like, I feel so horrible. I just feel so humiliated. So now that you recall the place you were, the people you were with, try to recall the expression on their face or the words they were telling you. Just try to immerse yourself into that scenario. So right now you should be feeling bad, okay? You should be feeling heavy. You should be feeling a knot in your stomach or red and angry. Whatever it is, your energy should be in a low place right now if you're following the instructions that I'm giving you. Because we want you to revisit that scene. Excellent. You're doing very well. I know it's not easy, but with some practice, you'll begin to recall it more and more. So now I want you to really focus on one thing. What was the thought that you were having while the embarrassment or humiliation was happening? What was the exact thought going through your head? It's a narrative, Okay, I'm going to give you some time now to write down that narrative. What were the words you were telling yourself? It's like, oh my God, they hate me, or oh my God, I hate these people, or oh my God, I'm being taken advantage of. So-and-so doesn't love me really, or they don't respect me. How can they not respect me? These are the kinds of thoughts that I imagine you were having. So again, I'm going to give you some time to write down the exact narrative that's going through your mind in this state, and I will join you too. If you want to share it, you're welcome to share it in the comments. Let me just check the people in the Zoom room. Excellent, excellent work. You're doing great. Now I want you to take that narrative and go a little deeper with yourself. Think to yourself, what is it that you are afraid of? You see, underneath the humiliation, if you look deeper at the core, at the central core, at the root of this problem, is a fear. It's a fear. So I want you to write, I am afraid. I am afraid that if I don't follow their orders, they will be upset with me. If I don't do something, I'll never be able to make money. Or what is the fear? I'm not good enough is perhaps your fear. I'm afraid that I'm not good enough. Ask yourself, what is the fear? Let's go to the fear. Now we're going to pass this fear through the three filters: ethos, pathos, and logos. So the first question you have to ask yourself, my dear friends, regards ethos. Ask yourself, is this fear true? Is it 100% true? Right? Because as Socrates said, we often lie to ourselves. We tell ourselves, we predict the worst in the future, or we think the worst. So what are we doing there? What we're doing is we're dramatizing. Okay? Your fear has gotten you dramatizing. So ask yourself, is this fear true? Or am I perhaps dramatizing the situation that I'm in? We like to create melodrama. We tell ourselves big lies. You know, the bigger the lie, the bigger our hero story. Oh, I'm such a hero. I'm such a heroine. I'm dealing with this thing that I'm carrying, this horrible thing. Okay, so sometimes when we tell ourselves this big lie, we're justifying our heroic struggle, all melodramatized in our mind. So what does a philosopher do? He will look, or she will look at their thoughts objectively. Is your thought really true? All right, take it to the worst scenario. Is that really going to happen? Be honest with yourself, 100% honest with yourself. Or are you dramatizing? Yes or no? Are you dramatizing? Now maybe you're generalizing. This is another way we tell ourselves lies. It's when we are generalizing. Oh, things will always like this. And it's always, it's the way it is. Big statement. Really? Be honest with yourself. Okay, self-reflection has to do with being brutally honest with yourself. So really go ahead. Are you generalizing? Yes or no? Okay. Now, there could be some truth in your fear, but we will come to that later. Now we move to the second filter. Is it kind? Now this is the filter of pathos. Remember the Greek word pathos has to do with passion and feeling and emotion. And the question that we're linking with pathos in this exercise, is it kind? Ask yourself, when you have this thought, this reoccurring, compulsive thought, who are you hurting? Is that kind? Is that a kind thing to do to yourself? Or is it self-sabotaging when you keep repeating this thought? And what about the other person involved? Ask yourself, is it kind towards the other people involved? In the sense that, for example, if a blind man bumps into you, do you call him a jerk? No, you don't, because you see he has a white cane, he's blind, and you understand. So you're not vicious towards him, you're not mean towards him. You understand that he has a disability. In the same way, the true philosopher shows kindness and nobility in our thinking. This person that you're dealing with has some sort of disability, a trauma that they are carrying that you have no idea about. Okay, Plato was quoted and taught that we should always be kind to other people. He said, because we never know what burden they're carrying. So when you make a dramatic statement about someone and a fixating label, it's unkind, and you're fixating them, and you are going to continue to be proving yourself right by labeling them in that way. So in order to liberate yourself and to liberate the other, you really need to look at what is their motive. Why are they doing this? And even if you can't find it, know that only a traumatized person behaves that way. They have some sort of trauma that you can't see. So you need to be understanding and be addressing their fear. Okay, because their fear is triggering off your fear. And what are you doing? You're attacking. You're being unkind, if not in words, in your thoughts. You harbor resentment, and this begins to be toxic to you, correct? So in order to liberate the other and yourself from all of this toxicity, you need to soften your thoughts. Soften your heart, massage the heart with a kinder approach and understanding. Now we're going to move to the third filter. The third filter is having that belief useful? When you keep having this compulsive, I would say obsessive compulsive, repeated limiting belief system, is it useful to you or to helping you find a solution? Realize the state that this makes you enter when you think in a toxic way, in that disempowering way. And ask yourself, how can I have more useful thinking? A more useful thought is a softer thought. And by softer, I don't mean weaker. Do not mistake softness with weakness, okay? It is a strength to expose yourself sometime, to show your vulnerability, to admit certain things, to find a common ground. So ask yourself, what kind of thought could I have that would be more useful? What sort of thought could I have instead that would be more kind? And what sort of thought could I have instead that would be more truthful? more mature and truthful, with ethos. In other words, who could you be in this situation if you weren't playing this role of yourself? Imagine who you could be like. Who would you be in that situation? What sort of thought would you be having instead? That's all you have to do. I give you a few moments because I know that there's a lot of thoughts, a lot of processing going on, and there's maybe some resistance too. But ask yourself, who could I be if I wasn't playing that role in that scenario? What I'm saying is, find an extreme example of someone who you really admire. If you can't think for yourself, in other words, be inspired by a person that you admire. If you like it, write in the comments below, write in the comments the person you admire. Please go ahead and write the person you admire or the person you would like to think like. From this position, you get added resources. You get the resource of thinking like another person and not only yourself. Or if you want help from even higher up above, if you are believing in God, if you are believing in higher consciousness, in spirit, take a moment and just breathe and be inspired by your highest intelligence, by your highest spirit. And ask for guidance for another belief that you can replace your old belief with. Because this is what you need. You need to rephrase and reframe the whole situation. And instead of repeating the old program with your obsessive, compulsive, fear-based thinking, you are editing the program. You are hacking your own thinking and replacing with a more empowering belief system. So I hope that as I'm talking, you are writing or typing your new belief system that is more true, more accurate thinking, more kind thinking to yourself, at least, if not to the other as well, and a more useful thought. 1 or 2 sentences. This is your new belief system. Upgrade your software. How do we do this? As we said, the first step is to write out clearly your new program, the new empowering, positive statement that you feel strong in, you feel confident when you say this statement. Just say it out loud for yourself, repeat your new belief system. And what that new sentence, that new belief is, it has to make you feel different. You have to feel that shift in your state. You need to repeat it to yourself. Even if you don't quite believe it at the moment, it is something that is happening. That's why that belief system should be in the present tense or the present continuous tense. I am doing, I am feeling more and more confident. I am free. So these are positive statements in the present moment. Now you might say, is that enough just to repeat the belief system? No. Now this is the work that's done on the conscious level. But as you know, in the Alkistis method, we use neuro-coaching. Neuro-coaching is all about the power of the mind to rewire itself. Because as you know, the mind is like a gym. It's like a gym. When you practice a certain thought, as you've been practicing the old thought, it builds a certain muscle in your brain. It's like you're lifting a certain weight. No. This is where I want you to use one of my guided meditations. In the guided meditation MP3s that you have for free through my site, it will enter you in a state of alpha mode. In alpha mode, in the deeply relaxed state, when you are in alpha mode, you will be able to allow this new belief to sink into your subconscious. So I want to encourage you to use my self-hypnosis and my guided meditations, using it to practice this new belief system. But since we're all here online, let's do it together. Let's do a short guided meditation, only of 5 minutes, where we will enter alpha and theta mode so that your subconscious begins to be reprogrammed by your new belief system. So I want you to get yourself in a comfortable position. That's right, wherever you are, sit comfortably with your hands apart, with the palms upwards. Okay, I want your palms upwards. And also spread your legs a bit apart so that you're totally relaxed and open. And now I want you to just close your eyes. I'm going to lead you into a very short guided meditation to practice our new belief system. Again, let's take 3 deep breaths together. Inhale deeply. Relax your facial muscles, relax your shoulders, relax your right arm, your left arm, relax your legs, and exhale. Once again, a deep inhalation. Relax your facial muscles, relax your shoulders, relax both your arms, relax your legs. Excellent. And exhale now. Once again, relaxing your whole physical body, spreading the oxygen from the top of your head down to the tips of your hands and the tips of your toes. Excellent. And now let's begin to count our breath backwards from 10 to 0. Inhale 10, exhale 10. Inhale 9, exhale 9. And as you begin to count your breath backwards, imagine that you are stepping down into a calm and tranquil lake. Each step you take and each breath you take, you are going deeper and deeper into the lake. A warm, calming, relaxing lake. You are inhaling. Continue counting your breaths and going deeper into the lake until you feel yourself completely immersed in the lake. And as you're swimming around now, visualize yourself swimming under the lake, relaxing in the beautiful warm waters of the lake. And you're exploring the bottom of the lake, which is crystal clear. The lake is so warm and tranquil that you can actually see the bottom of the lake. And as you're looking at the bottom of the sandy lake, you see written very clearly in the sand, written clearly is your new belief system, the new narrative, your new thought. I give you a few moments to simply come into contact with this beautiful message at the bottom of the lake, reading it clearly. And you feel so touched and moved that you have found this message at the bottom of the crystal clear lake. Yes, it is a message just for you. It is your new belief system, your new narrative. And simply take a moment to be grateful for that message. Take a moment to absorb this new statement, this new program in your mind. I give you a few moments. Excellent. Beautiful. I see some beautiful statements that you've written. And now is the moment to get up from the bottom of the lake and make your way, just swim your way over until you reached and put your head above the lake. You come up resurging to the surface of the lake, and you just feel the warm sun warming up your face, warming up and relaxing your face, and beautiful smile. Just put a beautiful smile on your face as you see yourself newly surfaced, newly baptized and cleansed from the water of the lake. And slowly begin to open your eyes and make your way back to the room that you're sitting in. Remember the four walls, the ceiling, and the floor. Your body sitting in front of the computer and watching me. So welcome back, my dear friend. I hope you enjoyed the guided meditation combined with your new belief system. Please congratulate yourself. This was not easy for all of you. For some of you, this is a new practice. And I want you to go again and do this exercise once a day until next week. Feel free to replay this video and practice and do this exercise once a day. And through this and through my guided meditations, you can begin to practice your new empowering statement. All right? It's up to you to transform the program that's running in your mind. Take charge of your thinking, my dear friend. I hope you enjoyed today's session together. I hope it brought value and helped you to realize certain things that weren't apparent before. Go ahead and write your comments below. I always love reading your comments. And send me your questions. Join in the Zoom room. Don't be a stranger. Let's make this a dialogue. I want to help you move from fear to freedom. And if you feel that my work brings you value, go ahead and become a patron on patreon.com. I deeply appreciate your support, and you will get so many gifts and benefits.